Hey and welcome. Today we are making Greek moussaka. Growing up in a Greek family, my mom would always ask me what my favorite meal would be for my birthday, and this one would be it, the Greek moussaka. However, this is our healthier version. When mom would make the traditional moussaka, it would have cheeses. It would have a little bit more ingredients that were a little bit higher in fat. This one is going to be our healthier version that we're going to make some modifications, so there won't be any cheese, but we will utilize some arrowroot powder with some coconut milk to create this nice top on the moussaka, and it's going to taste delicious. What we have here, we have some potatoes, we have the onions, we have parsley, egg, of course garlic, tomato paste, cinnamon, and eggplant, and we have some coconut milk. So let's get started. Before we start mixing, let's preheat our oven at 350. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to begin putting our olive oil inside our pan. Our pan is heated, and we're going to add in our onions. Make sure it's sizzling. Make sure we get it all out of there. And we're going to add in our garlic. And we're going to add in our potatoes. So I have my potatoes thin sliced. And what we're going to do, we're going to saute them for at least 5 minutes until they start to soften. You're just going to keep shifting them around, and you're going to notice that they're going to get soft and tender. Okay, so now we sauteed the onions and the potatoes and the garlic. I added in the lamb, the ground lamb, and we're going to brown them. But we're also going to add in our Ceylon cinnamon and a little bit of salt and pepper, enough just to taste. And we're going to saute. We're going to brown the meat. Okay, so now we brown the meat and we drained the grease. So that's one of the things with using lamb, sometimes some beef. We want to drain the grease just to make it a little bit healthier. We don't want all that grease in our system, right? So I just put in the tomato paste, and I'm adding the cup of water. And I'm going to have this mixed up, and then I'm going to transfer it into another bowl. Okay, so we just transferred the meat mixture into another bowl, and our pan is still hot, so now we're going to add in our eggplant. So we place our cubed eggplant into the saucepan or the heated skillet, and we're going to just put a little bit more salt. A little bit, nothing crazy, just a little bit, and we're going to saute this for 5 minutes, again, until soft. Okay, we just sauteed the eggplant for about 5 minutes. It's soft and it's ready. So I put it right into my 9x9 pan. It is greased, so it is prepared. And we are going to get that meat mixture with the potatoes, and we're going to put it on top. So we're going to grab our bowl and grab a spoon, and we're going to just spread it out evenly right on the top of our eggplant mixture. And we even it out. Then we're going to sprinkle some parsley on top. And in the meantime, we have our oven preheated at 350. So we're almost ready to put it in the oven, but not quite. So we have our parsley. We're just going to sprinkle it all over the top, because our last step, we're putting our coconut sauce on top to replace that cheese I talked about. Okay, what we have here, we have our coconut can divided. So I have 1/4 cup that I separated in a bowl, and I'm going to pour the rest of the can into a saucepan. So I'm going to put this on medium heat, and I'm going to tend now to my 1/4 cup that I had set aside. So here's our 1/4 cup of coconut milk, and I do have a 1/4 cup of arrowroot powder. So this is going to create a thickening type agent. That's what arrowroot is used for. So we're going to put that inside our 1/4 cup of coconut milk, and we're going to mix it until it's combined. In the meantime, what we're going to do, we're going to wait until our coconut milk that's in the saucepan to start to bubble. And once it starts to bubble, we're going to put our mixture with the arrowroot powder and the remaining coconut milk into the saucepan. Okay, so the mixture in the saucepan, the coconut milk, is starting to bubble. So now we're going to add the mixture that we have with the coconut milk and the arrowroot powder. We're going to add that in together. So here we go. So what it's going to do is going to create a thicker sauce. And we're going to keep stirring this until it gets even thicker. We're going to add in just a little bit, a dash of salt and a dash of pepper. Perfect. And we're going to keep stirring. And right here, I can tell it's very thick. At this point, this is when we add in our egg. So we have an egg, and we're going to start beating it quickly. And here you go. So now we're going to beat the egg inside this thick coconut mixture. We're going to turn it off the heat, and we're going to pour it on the top of our meat mixture. Okay, we just transferred the coconut milk mixture with the arrowroot powder and the egg. It got really thick, and now we poured it on top of our meat mixture. Right now it is ready to go in our preheated oven, and we're going to bake it for 40 minutes. Can't wait to see what it looks like. Okay, it is now out of the oven. It's baked for 40 minutes, and as you can see, it looks like it has a nice cheese topping, but it's not. It's a healthier version, and it's still just as yummy. So I'm going to let this cool a little bit, and I'm going to dive right into it. So I appreciate you joining me today for the moussaka recipe. I hope you enjoy it just as much as I do, especially when I was growing up. Thanks for joining me.